Do you believe in serendipity? The finding of things unlooked for. Africa. A place that conjures up visions of what you can see there. Big cats. Creatures so amazing that you couldn't even dream them up. Nature, both kind and cruel. Amazing sights and amazing experiences. But when you usually photograph snowy owls and bald eagles in the snow, Africa is far away. What possesses one to take on such an adventure? I always thought that going to Africa was to find things. Rugged adventure, wild animals. But rather than finding, I got lost in the smells, the sights, the sounds, the hospitality, the people. I wasn't there to find something, but to get lost. Lost in Africa. So how does a wildlife photographer from Eastern Canada end up halfway around the world in Botswana, bouncing around on the back of a game drive vehicle? Well, you can blame this guy, Toby German, one of the partners in Pangolin Photo Safaris.
So I suppose the real question is, can we tempt you to come to Botswana and see what we do firsthand? I think you're really, really going to enjoy it.
So I didn't need my arm twisted. So I left rainy Nova Scotia and hopped on a plane for Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, my first stop. My first meal was just a sample of the amazing food I'd experienced while here. But the real reason to come here is to experience the falls themselves, where the roar is deafening and it practically rains upwards. This is a sight you can't miss if you come through this region. Then across the border to Botswana and the Pangolin Chobe Hotel in Kasane, right next to the Chobe River and the Chobe National Park. For photography around here, by boat is definitely the way to go.
I think the river here is a once-off, one-of-a-kind opportunity to do photography. It's like you're in a floating hide and you can get so close to the animals and all of that on eye level.
These gimbal mounts for your long lenses and on rotating chairs makes for great stable mounts for photography and great for a low angle. And of course, captained by great guides like Charles here. You can't talk about the Chobe River without talking about elephants. They're here in large numbers and by boat you can end up with really close encounters. The elephants are often along the river or right in the water as they look to eat and drink, giving you tons of photo opportunities. Planning sunset shots every night was also lots of fun.
So basically, we've got some elephants over here and we're hoping they're gonna reposition themselves between us and the sun, and they're moving towards the sunset because I really want to get a nice sunset shot, maybe some silhouette. So let me show you what I can see when I'm looking around here. They're over here and they're working their way towards the sunset, and what I'm hoping is they make their way all the way over here for sunset, and I'll be able to shoot some beautiful silhouettes of the elephants against the setting sun.
There are also plenty of hippos on the river that aren't very photogenic when just the ears and the eyes are sticking out. But when the rest of their bodies can come out of the water, it can make for some amazing photos.
So Charles and I are trying to figure out what the best position and location is for sunset, because it's a really unique opportunity to get some great photos with something interesting. There weren't any elephants available right now with the sunset as a background, but we found some hippos, and the sun is setting right behind them. So now we're gonna set ourselves up and let the sun set behind the hippos, and with any luck, we'll get some hippo action right in front of the setting sun, and I'll try to get some photos and some video for you.
And after this, one of my favorite experiences in my whole trip, the ride home by boat every night with calm water, clear skies, and a golden glow. Followed by drinks by the fire and a wonderful dinner. Every morning here brings a new adventure and shows the diversity of wildlife to be seen and photographed here. Giraffes are here in large numbers, browsing, that is, eating leaves from the trees. Just watching them drink is entertaining. There are also plenty of other mammals around. The Cape buffalo are around in good numbers. And crocodiles are plentiful, and likely what's making the animals quite skittish when they come to the river to drink. But after a busy morning, there's nothing like a break.
One of our wonderful highlights we have here is mid-morning. We're gonna stop. We're at Elephant Bay, and we're gonna stop to have a coffee and enjoy ourselves on the beautiful river to take a break from taking all these wonderful photos and recharge our energy, get a bit of coffee, and we'll get back at it soon. One of my favorite parts of our trip here. See ya, bye.
And right on cue, while having a coffee in Elephant Bay, the elephants arrive for a cool drink, giving us wonderful views up close of their drinking technique.
Hey everyone, a very short interlude here to announce something. I've never hosted a wildlife photography workshop before, but I get asked all the time. Now the reason I've never offered one is that I wasn't prepared to ask people for money for something less than epic, and I've never found the right scenario where I was confident that both the photos and the experience would be world-class and anything short of amazing. Well, wait no more. This Botswana trip was just what I've been looking for. So next year I'll be taking 8 people with me to Botswana on essentially the same route as this trip. If that fills up quickly, I'll bring a second group of 8 along also. Photographers of all levels are invited, and I'll give you all the tips that you need to get photos like the ones I've shown you in this video. You can find details in the show notes below. And if my tour isn't what you wanted, but you still want to go out with pangolin photo safaris, send me an email and I'll introduce you to the right person there. Hope to see you soon, but in Africa. So the sun is rising right over here, and we've got ourselves in position where we're hoping there's some baboons here, up in the trees or up on the bank, backlit by the sun. It'll make for a beautiful effect. When you have animals or birds, the fluffier or furrier they are, the more the rim light shows up, even it's a bit of silhouette. So we're gonna have a look, see if we can get some shots.
Also note that while baboons can have really strong social ties, they can be really mean to each other too. And let's not forget the amazing variety of birds here. Darters, African jacanas, which make for great photos with lily pad flowers, stilts, storks, guinea fowl, and the famous LBR, lilac-breasted roller. Several species of kingfisher. And of course the famous bee eater, one of my favorites.
Got a beautiful fish eagle on a tree here, and I'm gonna take a few photos and shoot some videos so I can show you.
But amazing as the boats are, it's worth going on a game drive in the Chobe National Park. Having a vehicle set up for photography with bean bags for large lenses is a big plus. We were treated with an amazing early morning encounter with a pride of lions.
This is amazing. The lioness is right in front of me, and there's a male behind us, and another family coming right now.
It was just incredible to watch these lions settle down right in front of us and all around our vehicle. Every time I started shooting one way, my guide would remind me that something was happening behind me. A nice problem in photography. And yes, cats indeed don't like water. Then it was off to find painted dogs, often called wild dogs.
I was got a tip about these really rare wild dogs that are like the African wolf. And we came to the location where they were seen, and they're right next to us, right here, next to the vehicle. It's an amazing sighting.
But these aren't feral dogs. The term wild dog actually undermines conservation efforts for this endangered species, of which only 6,000 individuals remain. A really great sighting for us. Before leaving Kasane, I also spent a few minutes with Toby's business partner Guts on their work to protect another endangered species, their namesake, the pangolin.
We're also involved very much, and I think that's our passion from day one, is pangolin conservation. A lot of people don't know it, but pangolins is actually more endangered than rhinos. We use pangolin photo safaris as a vehicle to finance and help Pangolin.Africa. Pangolin.Africa is where our passion lies. That's where we can take care of the injured pangolins, the trafficked pangolins. We've got a beautiful rehabilitation center that Pangolin.Africa is financing. And you, staying last night here, sleeping in our bed, financed this conservation effort, the love of pangolin photo safaris.
Then it was off to another camp in the Okavango Delta, Shindy Footsteps, run by Kerr and Downey. Remember to pack light to make sure all your gear will fit into the tight cargo holds. And while this may qualify as a tent, we certainly weren't roughing it, with adjoining washrooms, hot showers, and anything you ever need. And with the wildlife right outside our door.
There's an elephant outside my tent right now.
The Delta is an amazing place, giving you a real sense of being in the wild. No one around for miles, and the freedom to take your vehicles anywhere you need to. Birds like this hornbill can live up to 50 years old and have only one chick every 6 years. An amazing encounter with this lioness, looking over a herd of wildebeest, then taking a nap in the hot afternoon sun. But a highlight for me was a helicopter ride from Helicopter Horizons, piloted by none other than another Canadian, Brendan from Canmore, Alberta. To see the landscape from above at sunrise was a real treat. These termite mounds create little islands that play an important role in the ecosystem here. And the unique angle allows you to get landscape and wildlife photo angles that are unique and show the landscape along with your subject. It was then time to say goodbye to the wonderful sunsets and scenes of the Okavango Delta and head off to another camp run by Kerr and Downey, this one Danaka, where the greeting is one you won't soon forget. The hospitality here in the central Kalahari was amazing, but don't forget that it's cold here in the morning in winter. The highlight for photography here was the ground blind, dug in next to a water hole which attracts all kinds of mammals and birds to drink and gives photographers an amazing eye-level view with reflections to boot. The intimate view with a great diversity of animals here was a special treat and is so photogenic as you're in a blind with your camera only inches above the water. You get to see up close zebras, lions, impala, kudu, and one of my favorites, the black-backed jackals. Not only did we get to see them hunt for doves at the waterhole, we got to see mating pairs interact, as these animals mate for life and made for great photography. But in the end, my memories of Botswana won't just be about the great photography, but getting lost in the hospitality, the smiles, the people, and their voices. It was wonderful to be lost in Africa.